once. But anyways, before we get this live video started, I just want to ask everybody, as kindly, so I gotta pay for this hotel somehow. Any rich chicks out there or rich guys, can you guys just throw me some, I don't know, a Cash App donation or a Venmo donation, just so I can get my swigs and have a roof over my head for a few nights. Anyways, I'm gonna take a swig real quick and we'll get to chatting, boys and girls. Here we go. Stay tuned, ladies, man, here, worker. Here we go. Ooh. All right. So I don't know. There's like quite a bit I like to talk about, to be honest with you. My life, to be honest with you, has gone from a negative, to be honest, like 50-50, like a positive, and also I'm gonna take off my shirt here. It's kind of hot in this room. I got my AC blasting too. It's been a beautiful day in Syracuse. It's been like 80 degrees, but I really do like it out here, to be honest with you. Auburn, and I do like Syracuse too. A lot more opportunity out in the Q's. But anyways, what I'm saying though is kind of breaks my heart, because it's like, yes, I've had an extremely hard life, but also I've had a really, really blessed life too. I've always had a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it was like doing side hustles or working for a legit company, I've always had a job. My dad that adopted me taught me how to work at a very, very young age. Very, very young age. I got bullied in elementary. I got picked on a lot. So, I was in a lot of altercations, a lot of arguments, a lot of fist fights at a young age. First time I ever got locked up was in the 6th grade. It was a juvenile detention facility. Yeah, it's been, my life hasn't been always perfect, There's been a lot of ups and downs, Probably, to be honest with you, a lot of people ask me, they're like, dude, why are you so crazy about working, and why are you so crazy about being successful, and, having like a roof over your head? My whole life, when I was in adoption, I always lived house to house, I always, and it breaks my heart too, because it's like, it brings back a lot of terrible memories, actually, that I just don't want to, like living from house to house, like moving from house to house, like, it was hard growing up. But it's like, my parents that adopted me, they never gave up on me. Even though I grew up like very, very poor, house to house, getting a lot of my clothes used, which I like, that's how I grew up, going to thrift stores, taking the bus, house to house, my dad that drove truck, he lived paycheck to paycheck. My mom lived paycheck to paycheck. I knew for a fact, that I was never going to go to college, so the only class I ever did pass in high school was dance. Yes, I went to high school, but I liked to work. I liked making money at a young age. I didn't want to sit in a desk all day, because I knew I wasn't going to go to be a lawyer, because I didn't have the money. I knew I wasn't going to go to be a doctor. I didn't have the money. For real. Why would I go to college if I'm not going to be a lawyer or a doctor? Or a counselor, or a therapist, you know what I'm saying? Like, or a nurse, like, just, I'm going to get a job at a young age, and start working. So, the last grade I passed was 8th grade, actually. I went to the, to 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. I went there for the parties, the chicks, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to high school with a lot of very, very rich kids, but I actually was extremely poor. Yes, extremely poor. My parents, like, that adopted me, Jerry Johns and Steve Johns, they wanted me to be with the rich kids just so that I would have a better life. Just so that, I could actually see what they had, and someday I could have what they have, And it's, that's one thing that's always driven me, to success. For real. It's kind of sad, I took the bus every single day to school, or I'd walk, It's pretty sad, but, it's like, that's the main reason why I like taking the bus too, because it brings back a lot of good memories, but also a lot of bad memories. And also, too, I do have 2 DUIs, and my insurance, I can't afford my insurance. It'd be too crazy. So I don't know, like, it really would. Like, car maintenance, a car payment, like, my Cadillac out west, see, I was smart. See, and I don't like talking about this, but I'm an honest dude. The government, is actually trying to get me for taxes. It's crazy as fuck. But it's smart what I did, though. So before I moved to New York, I got huge on social media out west too. I did a video out there, and it was a DUI video. I just got done paying cash for a Cadillac. And that's when I first got big, when I was 20, like right after my dad passed away. I didn't know what to do, so I said, hey, I'm going to start doing comedy, because that kind of like makes me laugh, and I love to laugh, you know. So it's like, you know, like the only really thing that was there for me, to be honest with you, when my dad passed away, was like comedy and chicks and music, and that's about it. You know, chicks, comedy, music. You know. So yeah, chicks. You know that's why I'm like obsessed with chicks. You know, because I love women. When my dad passed away, it was the most hardest thing I've ever done or went through for years. You know, I went on a crazy bender, on a Tinder bender. And this is like very, very sad. Like, because I like to keep things bundled up most of the time, but, you know, my counselor's kind of like, yo, Tony, like, you know, like, talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear your story. So I'm talking. Like, I've had a very, very crooked past. Very crooked. So, right before I got locked up, and this is why I was smart, I ended up getting a letter in the mail saying, yeah, you owe a lot of taxes, Tony. I'm like, whoa, what? I'm like, what? What's going on? See, I always clown on these tax places just because of the simple fact that they're trying to get me for like tax evasion. Yeah. Like, I hate the government and I don't pay taxes, for real. It's all cash. Cash is king. It's crazy. You know, I'm always joking, but yo, and like Katie Nybo, my ex-girl out west, you know, she little like 4 foot, you know what I'm saying? She's beautiful, for real. She like, I think she real short. She came up to like my, I don't know, like the middle of my chest. She was even like, yo, Tony, like one day you will go down for taxes. And I mean, real, it's crazy as heck. And I took a photo of the letter. It was crazy. So I don't know, like there's some like sketchy stuff going on. So it was kind of smart though. So right before I came out to New York, because when I lived in Utah, I had like several banks. I'm being for real. Like I banked with several banks, even in Utah. Like I banked with Chase Bank. I banked with Wells Fargo. I have a lot of banks out west too. But like, yo, it's pretty wild, for real. It's crazy. Hey. But yo, so before I moved out, you know, back out east, it's crazy. I signed the title over my Cadillac. It's a beautiful Cadillac. To my aunt out in I can't remember. She's somewhere in Utah. But my Cadillac, from what she says, is in a storage unit. And hey, what's going on, partner? And it's been in a storage unit for like a long time. Like, you know, because she knows how much I love that car. But it's like, one thing in life, what I like to do is I like to listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll sit back and I'll listen, which a lot of people like. You know, it's like, dude, you listen very, very well. You're very true. You listen. I love to listen. So I signed the title over to her. Yeah, she still has a Cadillac. 100%. It's in a storage unit. Double limo. It's a beautiful ride. I'm talking beautiful. Yes, very, very nice car. And it paid cash. 100% cash. I got a great deal on it. It's a CTS. It's got pretty much everything custom. Double limo to the front to the back. Two-tone paint job. So when the water hits it, it will turn pearl. And then when it's like sunny outside, it's just white. So it's a beautiful car. It's got alloy wheels, like it's beautiful. It's lowered, like it's all custom everything. You know what I'm saying? Boat. It's got a custom boat sound system, and I don't know, like I don't really like talking about it too much, but you know I'll talk about it. I used to. So when Jerry was very, very sick with breast cancer, the insurance really couldn't cover much. I mean, it would cover like a lot, but it wouldn't cover enough of her cancer meds. You know, she was on quite a bit of medication. So what I would do, and I hate talking about it, it's so wrong that I have to talk about this, but, you know, people probably want to know. And all this is in the past now, none of it can come back to me. Because all my buddies out west, none of them would rat on me. You know, I rolled around with an amazing crew of guys that, I'm not going to say any names, you know, for their safety, my safety. But we did. We painted that whole city legit red. For real. To a point to where I won't even go back to that city. Just because a simple fact that there was so much we had so much fun in that city. And they're all older guys, you know what I'm saying? It was, yeah. We had so much fun in that city to a point to where if I go back there, I will probably get arrested. So if I ever do go back there, I gotta be real low key, you know what I'm saying? I got 2 DUIs in that city. I got several altercations, you know, like I got several criminal mischiefs. I was lucky I didn't go to prison in Utah. I was so lucky. Because I was just so wild out there, and I had so much fun at a young age to a point where I was just balling out. You know, 21, 22, I stopped going to strip clubs at 23, but I would roll into that strip club with a pocket. I mean, like a thick, you know what I'm saying? Like a thick, you know, stack of ones, you know what I'm saying? Like legit, I'd roll into that club with a thick stack of ones, you know? And those girls, they'd be all over me. And it broke, I don't know, like it broke my heart because it's like, all Katie Nybo's friends loved me. It was really, really weird. Like, they all absolutely loved me. Just because number one, I never, ever, ever put my hands on Katie. Never. Even all the one-night stands or the dates I went on with my lady friends in Utah, I mean, there were several. I went on a total bender, you know? But I'll get to that story in a little bit, the bender. But right now, I'm going to talk about Katie. Katie loved me just because of the simple fact that I never, ever, ever put my hands on her. I never did. She'd slap me, she'd punch me, but I'd take it, you know what I'm saying? I never put my hands on her. My word was always bond with her. I told her straight up. I said, hey, the scumbag, you know, your ex-boyfriend, James, is her ex-boyfriend. I'm not going to say his last name because he's a pretty cool guy now. You know, me and him, we're on good terms right now. But anyways, her ex-boyfriend would beat her. And it broke my heart. Like, for real. It fucking broke my heart to a point where I always made my promise with Katie Nybo. I'd never beat you. I'd never lay a hand on you. You can beat the living piss out of me, but I will never touch you. So, the last time me and her ever talked, kind of a very, very sad story. She was super intoxicated. I was super intoxicated. We were at Top Golf. And one of my fans in Top Golf pulled down her shirt in the middle of Top Golf. And is like, yo, Tony Johns, here's a blue Sharpie. Can you sign my chest? And I look over at Katie. I'm like, yo, babe, I don't know what to do. And she was pissed. She ended up leaving. And I'm like, yo, stop. I don't know what to do. Because it's like, it was so hard even out west. Like, all these girls would come up to me and all these crazy requests. I'm like, yo, please. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know what to do. You know, it's like, I felt so bad. Even Katie, like, was like, yo, Tony, like, I can't with you no more. Like, all of Katie's friends loved me. And I mean, these girls are all strippers. They're all hot. They're smoking. And I'm sitting back here like, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, they're looking at me. I'm like, I was always faithful to Katie. I always was. You know, I was always faithful to KT. I always was. I never slept with anybody. And she always accused me of sleeping around. Bingo. That is a very, very big red flag. For real. This is some real ladies' man advice. For real. If your girlfriend is accusing you of sleeping around, that is a very big red flag. Because she's trying to take that stress and that heat off of herself and throw it on you. Being for real. That's fishy. If you guys are dating and you're official. You know, you just be careful with some of these chicks, you know. Because I found out the hard way, to be honest with you. And my heart was broken like a motherfucker. For real. When I found out that she was like fucking like gonna get married to James and start a new life with him, I was like, well, this is kind of weird. Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? James, she had a man the whole time. I'm sitting back, she had a ring on her finger. I'm sitting back here like, what the heck's going on? Like, I love this girl so much, and she's like, she didn't even like tell me. Like, I had to find out. I had to like find out. Crazy. I was in jail. And she actually, which blew my mind actually, she actually caught an STD when I was in jail. Yes. It was the most craziest thing ever. So it's like, yo, it's like, what the hell's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, just chicks nowadays, they're not loyal. Like, for real, I ride solo. Like, the last chick I slept with was, and I wore a condom, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always wrap it up just because of the simple fact that if I were to catch an STD, my whole career would be ruined. For real. So I'm not around here sleeping around, acting a fool. No. You know, I'm not. No, I don't have the time for all that. Like, I want to do adult content for a living. You know, I'm to be honest, like, I look very, very young, but I'm actually, like, pretty old. I'm, like, 28. But I act like I'm fucking, like, 15 or 16 years old. And I look like I'm, like, 18. Straight up. But it's like, I like to have fun, you know? And it's like, I have an opportunity of a lifetime. For real. Yes. Tom called me a couple days ago, and he's like, yo, Tom, I'm going to try my best. You know, the podcast, I think, I don't know, might be up next week or something, or I don't know when he's going to put it up. But Tom and Christina, they ended up calling me, and they're like, yo, Tom, like, we're going to make a few calls for you, and Alexis Fox really still wants to do a scene with you. And Tom, Cougar, Christina, they're like, yo, Tom, just sit back. You know, they said, hey, don't sleep around, just sit back, and you'll be all right. For real, you know. They got a Hustlers convention coming up, and Alexis, I'm being for real. I'm in no rush, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could probably go the whole year without sleeping with you, Alexis, for real. And you're like my total dream, like, chick, for real, Alexis. Like, I am so shocked that you even want to do a scene with me. So, I'm not trying to ruin my chances with you, sweetie, so I'm just sitting back, and I'm ready whenever you are. If you want to do it next week, I'm game, but if you want to do it clear in December, I'm game. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready, for real. I'm just sitting back. I'm still haven't slept with anybody since Christmas of last year. Yes, that was my other ex-girl that I met at my old job, which I regret. I will never, ever, ever, ever in my life sleep with a coworker again. Whoo, man, she was actually a coworker, and it's crazy as heck, too, because her name was Amber, too. Two Ambers. The first Amber was my ex at Lowe's, an ex-coworker. Oh, my jeez. What in the heck is going on with these Ambers? And then I got this crazy Amber leading me on. I'm like, bitch, I don't got time for you, sweetheart. Both of you Ambers, I have moved on from. See, this is why I don't get wrapped up in relationships. Because I end up going crazy. Because I fall in love too fast. And it's two Ambers in Auburn, New York. What in the heck's going on? We got Amber Guyette, number 1. I shouldn't even be saying this. Number Elos. And number 2, we got Amber Lee. What in the heck is going on, ladies, with these Ambers? This is crazy, yo. I'm probably never gonna even talk to an Amber again. Because this is a complete disaster. Every single time I've ended up in jail has been over pussy. Has been over chicks. And it's crazy. It has been over fucking chicks, yo. Every single time I've been in jail has been over chicks. So I'm wondering what the hell's going on here. God damn. It is so crazy. Every single time I've been in jail really has been because of chicks. It's fucking crazy, yo. It's crazy. Here's my little shaver. Little vibrator. Nah, I wish that'd be sexy. But, yeah, it's crazy. Like, for real. It's crazy. It's kind of funny, but it's crazy. Been over chicks. Every single time I've been in jail is because of chicks. How fucking sleazy is that? How fucking crazy is that, yo? That's crazy. Big swigs there, partners. If anybody does want to send me a donation, you know, much appreciated. I gotta figure out a way to, you know, pay for this hotel, so. But, yeah, no, it's been pretty wild, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, oh, man, it's been crazy, yo. Well, it just brings back a lot of memories. I mean, you know, I really do, like, thinking back at it now, you know, like, when I was in the, you know, the Cougar County jailhouse, to be honest with you, I had a lot of time to think, you know, and I thought about a lot of things that I messed up on, and a lot of things that I could have done a lot better in life, and it, kind of breaks my heart, actually, you know, because it's like, I'm a really, really good dude, and I'm very, very passionate about what I do for work, you know, like the OnlyFans, and the, you know, comedy, and, you know, just having fun, and, like, sorry, I'm trying to find a charger here, I got, like, 2 chargers rolling here. Alright, we're going. And, you know, I'm a very, very passionate guy about, like, several things, like clothing and, you know, like, for real, like, pleasuring women. You know, like, I love to pleasure at women. You know, I love, you know, like, you know, this might turn on some chicks, but I don't really care. I love, I'm trying to find a plug here. We almost had a juice. Alright, I got it plugged in. But, you know, I just love pleasuring women. You know, it's always, like, turned me on. And you know, a lot of guys and maybe a lot of chicks thinks it's probably creepy and weird, but it's like, that's just how I grew up, you know. I ended up losing my virginity in a threesome in the 6th grade, like I said on my Facebook. It was a threesome in 6th grade. It was me, one of my Latino buddies, and a blonde chick, and this chick was smoking for my age. You know, she was like 14 or 15, and I was in the 6th grade. I think I was like 10 years old, I think. Maybe like 8, I'd have to Google. I don't know, I was young, but it was the 6th grade. It was 6th grade graduation. We just graduated 6th grade. We're ballers, you know. And then in the 7th grade, I ended up going to a boys' school. For troubled youth, you know, because I, you know, fights, arguments, lost my virginity in a threesome. My folks that adopted me, they said, enough's enough, Tony. We're gonna send you to a boys' home, and you know, you're gonna get your life straight. And if you don't, you're never gonna come back home. So damn. So, anyways, yeah, my life hasn't been, you know, perfect. It hasn't been always, you know, roses, you know, and glitter. Oh, there's like a chick screaming out here. Hold on. Real, there's like a chick screaming out here. I don't even know. I might be hearing stuff. I don't know. I'm pretty tired. Alright, check this out. Well, it's one of these red roofs, sir. Heck with it. Yeah, I just focus on myself. But anyways, my life, you know, it hasn't always like been amazing. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of ups and downs in my life. But the one thing that's always like been there for me, believe it or not, is women. You know, when my father passed away that adopted me, I totally devastated. I ended up going on Tinder, and I went on a total bender, to be honest with you. It was just total, it was all one-night stands, for real. One-night stands, maybe like, you know, 2 or 3 nights, but other than that, it's just, the most I've ever been with one chick was like 3 nights, I think, was the most. Other than that, like, Katie Nybo was the only chick that, like, that I fucked for, like, months and months, like, but it was just crazy. It was just like hot, sweaty, fucking, you know, she was choking me, I was fucking grabbing her ass, you know, like spreading her butt cheeks open, eating her out, like I'm crazy in the bedroom, like that's what I like, you know, like I love to pleasure a woman, you know what I'm saying, like I love plowing a good pussy, you know what I'm saying, I love eating a good pussy, you know what I'm saying, like I love just kissing her neck, choking her riding me, you know what I'm saying, her choking me, I love it, you know what I'm saying, like I'm a freak in the sheets, for real, I love to pleasure a woman, and Katie always said, like, yo, Tony, I was just sexually attracted to you, and I said the same thing about you, like I was crazy about you in the bedroom. Just because of the simple fact that, like, she knew how to, number 1, suck a cock. And she knew how to ride a good motherfucking dick. For real. I mean, yo, she's the only girl that's, to be honest, really, like, been on top of me, and I fucking accidentally cream pied her. I cream pied her, like, 3 times. And I felt terrible. I'm like, yo, Katie, babe. I was even shocked. I'm like, goddamn. I mean, the one night I had really nice furniture, because back then, I was hustling, you know what I'm saying? I was, I was dealing, to be honest with you, dealing, and I was doing social media. But, anyways, I was making really good money for my age, I had a pocket full of cash, going to the strip club, all the chicks knew me, the owner knew me, like, I was rolling I was rolling in some coin, rolling in some dough at a young age. And, just didn't let anything ever stop me, I wanted it all, and I had it all, But yeah, she was wild in the bedroom, like, for real, and it was so sexy, like, holy fuck, like, goddamn, like, I miss that about Katie, too. See, like, I was sexually attracted to her, too. It's like, the only thing, to be honest with you, I really liked about her was the sex. It was crazy. It would drive me nuts, like, goddamn, like, all night. Like, I'd pick her up from work at, like, 2 in the morning, 2 maybe 3 in the morning, driving home, she'd be giving me, she'd be sucking me off, giving me roadhead. I'm like, yo, babe, hold on. I'm driving my Cadillac. I'm like, yo, hang on, sweetie. Like, I'm gonna crash. Like, wait till I get to, to my mom's house. My mom that adopted me was the coolest mom ever. All these chicks, after Katie left me, after she left me, and she ended up going on with her, I don't know, I guess somebody flagged my video, so I gotta stop talking about all this sexual stuff they're saying. But anyways, after Katie left me and she went on with her new man, she ended up, staying with her ex for a little bit, James. And James ended up dumping her. And then I think she's with a new guy now. I don't know if she's still together. I haven't talked to Katie in a long time, 7 years now. Ever since I was 22 was the last time I talked to her. So, but yeah, we had some wild times, like, for real. Like, I'm a freak in the sheets, like, for real. Like, whatever you want to try, I'm totally game for. For real. Like, I love pleasuring a woman. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it so much. I go crazy when a woman's orgasming, and, like, talking crazy, like, grabbing my head, A one-night stand, actually, there was a chick. See, I'm missing part of my ear. Yes. So I'm missing part of my ear. So I met this crazy nurse off of Tinder right when Katie left me. I was very, very lonely because yeah, people are laughing. It's a very, very wild story. When Katie left me, because I lost my father that adopted me, and then I lost Katie too. So I was kind of going crazy, and I was like, I'll hop on Tinder. I'm just lonely. I'm a sex addict. I like having fun. And hopped on Tinder, found this beautiful blonde nurse, and I'm like, yo, like, I'm gonna end up back in jail. I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. Like, just because of the simple fact, I go crazy. I fall in love too quick. That's why I have one night stands, because I fall in love too fast, too quick, to a point to where I will literally fuck the shit out of you all night long. And when we wake up in the morning, if we, you know what I'm saying, I will never talk to you again. I'm sorry, I'm that kind of dude. I go crazy. I'm being for real. I will fuck you all night long, and I will never talk to you again. And I will be so honest with you, like, hey, I need a one night stand, and that's it. Because I will end up back in jail. Like, that's just how crazy I am. And it sucks, it's sad. But it will be the best night of your life. I'm not even joking. Like, for real. For real. So back to the story with the nurse. So a nurse I met on Tinder, beautiful. She was like, yeah, I got 2 kids. And she was young. She was like my age at the time. She was like 20... Yeah, like 23-ish. Yeah, she was like... Oh, no, she was like 21. I was like 23. And she was cute. Blonde. She was about 5... I think she was like 5'4", 5'5", maybe. She was a little bit taller than Katie. And, yeah, we're texting a lot. I said, hey, I got 2 kids, I said, hey, if you want to, see if your folks can watch them, maybe you can come over, to my place. I said, all right, let me ask. So parents agreed to watching her. She had a son and a daughter. And, because her ex-man ended up, kids, and she came over right when she pulled in. I'm like, yo, this girl's beautiful, short, nice booty. I give her a nice smooch. I slap her on the booty. I say, yeah, come on in. I just said, hey, be quiet. My mom's upstairs sleeping. She's totally cool with us. Doing whatever you want to do. If you want me to, and I'm a straight up dude with these chicks. Out west even. Out west, I'm straight up with all these chicks. Like, hey, I want a one night stand. That's it. If you want it, I'm cool with it. If you don't, fuck it. I will always wear protection. Like, straight up, I will not raw dog you. No, it's not worth it. So, she comes over, and yeah, I said, hey, I'm being straight. Mom's upstairs sleeping. She's no G. She doesn't care. I banged several chicks, in my room. She's literally, like, right across from the room from me because she was sick. I was actually taking care of her, And I said, yeah, that's cool. My mom is super, super cool. My mom that adopted me, she's the most amazing lady, like, ever. She was the coolest lady ever. Man, she was amazing, for real. Breaks my heart, she passed away. But I quit drinking for her, and I quit doing Adderall and Xanax, and I quit pretty much partying. I party sober now, just because of her. That's the one thing that she wanted me to do, just because she knew how good of a dude I was when I was sober. So you know, I take this nurse up to my room. You know, you know, start taking my clothes off. She's like, ooh, starts touching me. You know, la da da. And you know, I said, hey, you know, let's turn on a movie. Let's say, let's slow down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh yeah, she's acting all crazy. All right, you know, sitting on the bed. You know, I got my shirt off. Keep my drawers on. I got my shirt off, and turn on the movie. You know, a Netflix movie. And not even, geez, I don't even remember what kind of movie we were watching because stuff happened so quick. I just turned on a Netflix movie. She ended up, you know, I don't know, we started cuddling. Cuddling led to total craziness. Total craziness. Like, yo, this night was nuts, for real. This was one of the most amazing nights ever. And yo, boys, if you can find yourself a hot nurse, like nurses and waitresses and doctors and like people that have stressful jobs, oh, they're wild in bed. They're some of the most horniest chicks. People that have stressful occupations, stressful jobs. Nurses are some of the most horniest ladies in the whole world. So, yo, this girl is, like, riding me. It is the most craziest thing. So, I'm literally laying on, I had a king-size bed. It was a beautiful bed. I'm laying on the bed like this, and she's, like, riding me, and she's, like, choking me. And I'm like, geez. So, she, like, choked me, and I got a headboard. I'm, like, sticking it up here, like, hitting the headboard. She's, like, choking me, la-da-da. And she's, like, kissing the side of my neck right here. And the next thing I know, she's, like, nibbling my ear. And I'm sitting back here, like, getting, like, all turned on. And she's, like, on top of me, riding me. And I'm, like, grabbing her booty, you know what I'm saying, like playing with her, and she just like riding me, and I'm like, whoa, things are getting so crazy, you know what I'm saying, she no joke riding me, I'm like playing with her booty, I'm like slapping her, I'm slapping her, you know what I'm saying, fucking grabbing her, you know, it was the craziest thing ever, and yeah, she going up my ear, next thing I know, boom, grabs my ear, and she bites like a Mike Tyson, I'm like, whoa, I'm like, yo, sweetie, what in the heck's going, oh, I get up, I say, oh, no, oh, hell no, I almost have a huge panic attack, it was blood, I'm like, yo, sweetie, I'm like, walking around my room, jeez, my mom wakes up, oh, Tony, you okay? Yeah, Mom, I'm going, let me just, you know, grab a towel, I'll be alright, and this chick's, like, naked, she's, like, shocked, she's naked in my room, and my mom, you know, she gets up, and she, you know, she's seeing if everything's okay. I got this chick in my room naked, walking around, I got blood coming out the side of my ear, oh, jeez. Yeah, see, big old chunk, and she was a naughty nurse, like, it was a story at night I'll never forget. And holy shit, I'm walking around, she naked, Mom's like, what the heck's going on, Tony? I said, yo, I'm just, you know, well, she knew what was going on, she just wanted me to admit what was going on. I told her, what was going on, and she kind of laughed, actually, but yeah, it was like, you know, it was crazy. She was so, this chick that I met off Tinder, this blonde chick, was so turned on to a point to where she took a huge chunk out of my ear, and there was blood everywhere. I'm like, oh, lady, like, relax, goddamn. You know, she was so turned on because I was grabbing her butt cheeks, spreading her butt cheeks. She was riding me out, slapping her ass. It was crazy. She was so turned on. And yo, like I had her in like missionary, like this. And well, it was on the corner of the bed like this, and I had her in missionary. And like, yo, this chick was so flexible. It was so hot to a point to where it was on the edge of the bed right here. I had her legs, you know what I'm saying? Like her legs were like this. It was the craziest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like, so her head's right here, and then her legs were like this. So yo, check it out. So these are her legs, and this is her head. Her legs were like literally like boom, you know what I'm saying? Like they were all the way like, I was like, whoa, that's sexy as heck. Like her feet. I've never even seen anything like that before. Her feet were literally, I'm like, whoa. It was just one of the most sexiest, hottest experiences I really have ever had. And she was a naughty nurse. She was a nurse at the VA hospital in Utah, and this chick was smoking. Like, yo, I had her just like this. Her legs were like this, and I mean, her legs were like you know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking like, boom. You know what I'm saying? We're talking like, whoa. And I was just, so, yeah, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my hand here, like my left hand there, and I'm just, boom, just plowing her. It was craziness. And then she was riding me, choking me, this and that. And I said, hey, you know, after all that craziness happened, you know, her biting my ear, just, it was hot, sweaty sex. I had the window open, and the neighbor next door, she was actually a hot chick. Very, very cute young couple, and it was super sexy because I had the window cracked open a little bit because I thought the neighbor next door was hot, like she was a hot, like MILF, like cougar, because I'd always hear like vibrator like going off, because it was a condo, like you could like hear through the walls, we were so close, and she'd always crack her window too. It was super weird, and you could hear her like vibrating her pussy. It was sexy as fuck, for real. It was hot. She had one of those the hitchy wands. It was sexy as fuck. And like, yo, like I'd be outside in the backyard, you know, drinking my coffee. That was back when I used to use tobacco. I don't use it, I haven't used it in a very, very long time, any tobacco, like smoking cigars and, you know, chewing tobacco and smoking and stuff. I love my tobacco. I'm glad I quit. But yeah, there was times where I'd go into the backyard and, man, she'd be playing with her vibrator. So I was like, that's sexy as heck. Yeah, I grew up in a really wild neighborhood. But yeah, so I told this chick, and this was crazy. Like, this was an all-night experience with this VA nurse. all night. I told the chick, I said, hey, let me get cleaned up, because I was freaking out. I'm like, yikes, what the heck? I've never had like a chick bite my ear off like Mike Tyson. So I said, hey, let me get cleaned up, and if you don't mind driving, I'll throw you some gas, some gas money, and then we can go grab a bite to eat. And, the only thing open at that time in Utah was like, geez, by that time I think it was like 3 in the morning. It wasn't Denny's. It was Denny's, for real. At like 3 in the morning. So, we ended up driving clear out to Midvale, Utah. And, Midvale, Utah. I used to live close, like right down the road from Post Malone. Yes, Post Malone in Cottonwood Heights, Utah. Post Malone, the Syracuse legend. I used to live right down the road from him. His house is actually beautiful. His house is amazing. When I was, hustling, and when I was big time on social media, I used to live right down the road from that guy. That man's a legend, for real. Post Malone. Cottonwood Heights, Utah. Yes. But anyways, yeah, I had a nice spot out there. And I was young. I was balling out. Young age, hustling, taking care of my mom, you know what I'm saying? I had to do what I had to do, And she didn't care. As long as I was having fun and I was helping her out and she was helping me out, she didn't care what I did, As long as I was always safe and I was doing what I loved, that's all she cared about. But, anyways, yeah, it was wild. We ended up going to Denny's, sitting down, had a meal, and we get back to the car, and she's like, yo, Tony, I just want to fuck you all night. I said, fuck it, perfect. We'll go back up to my mom's place, and I'll just fuck you all night till the sun comes up. That's what we did. I fucked this chick all fucking night long, and she was so fucking wild about me, and I was so wild about her after all this, to a point where it breaks my heart. I ended up in a mental hospital. Yes, because I was so crazy about this chick. Yes, I ended up in a mental fucking hospital. Yes. It's sad as a motherfucker, because yet again, I destroyed my mom's whole fucking house, because I thought this chick was cheating on me, like sleeping around behind my back. I destroyed the whole fucking house. It's so fucking sad, and this happened in Utah, right before she passed away. See, this is why I do not do relationships, and I like one-night stands, because I end up going crazy over some pussy, and that's what I did, and I felt terrible. Oh, fuck. I never put my hands on Jerry, Jerry Johns was her name. Never put my hands on her, but I did destroy her house several fucking times. It's so fucking sad. It breaks my heart, but hey, that's why every single time I go to jail, it's usually for pussy. It's sad as fuck. It's so sad, because I'm the biggest creep and I'm the biggest sex addict. I love chicks, man. I love women. I love pleasuring them, and it's so fucking fucked. Every single time I've literally been to jail was because of chicks. It's sad as a motherfucker, but it is what it is. Ugh. Anyways, I ended up in a mental health hospital because I destroyed my mom's whole house, and I felt terrible. I really did. So when I got out, of course, I fixed everything that I broke, I felt terrible. I'm not going to leave my mom like that, what I'm saying? Even though I destroyed, holes in walls, I destroyed the refrigerator. There was a lot of shit that fucking happened. Fucking yanking fucking, there's a bathroom here, yanking fucking doors off the fucking hinges. I didn't give a fuck. I was just pissed, man, because I wanted that pussy, you know what I'm saying? I wanted that rush. I wanted that feeling. My emotions got the best of me again. This was when I was young. Yes, I was like 23. I was young. My emotions got the best of me again because of some pussy. It's sad. It's so wrong. But, Cash App, Ladies Man Jones, Venmo, Ladies Man Jones here, guys, girls. I like telling my story. A lot of my stories are very wild. I've lived a very, very wild life, but it's been a good life, though, Yeah, I've got a lot of crazy stories. I go on and on and on and on and on. I'm gonna leave, how do we, write something here? Trace it under the boards? Nope, I don't even know. I'll just say it out loud. Yeah, if anybody, do a donation, Cash App, Ladies Man Jones. A Venmo, Ladies Man Jones. Yep, yes, sir, yes, please. I could use some coin here, swigs, yep. Yeah, we're out here talking about one-night stands, you guys. Yes, butter cookies, I would love some swig money. Ladies Man Jones 69, Venmo, Cash App, Ladies Man Jones 69. But yeah, one thing about Jerry that was always super, super cool is, she didn't, care. She just, loved me. She just wanted me to have fun. She just said, yo, if you're gonna be banging all these chicks, just wear condoms, Tony. She was always right. There was a few scares, but, I never caught anything. After I slept with the last chick, Amber, on Christmas, I got tested. Came up negative again. Damn. Because, I'm not trying to brag, but, there was, a lot of chicks when Steve passed away. Because I love my father so much. There was a lot of chicks. Hundreds of chicks. From either one-night stands or, you know what I'm saying, a bar. They were all one-night stands, 2, 3 nights, I think, was the most that I ever hooked up with one chick. except for Katie Nybo. Katie Nybo, it was several. It was several times. Just because of the simple fact that I was sexually attracted to her and she was sexually attracted to me. You know what I'm saying? She'd pick me up at, or no, I would pick her up at, 2, 3 in the morning. And we'd fuck till the sun goes, the sun comes up. You know what I'm saying? Like all night. Like it was hot as a motherfucker, for real. It was some of the most sexiest, amazing times I had with that chick. And she was cool as fuck. She knew a lot of gangsters in Salt Lake City, Utah. See, Salt Lake City, Utah, there's like 3 million people out there. So if you get into an altercation with somebody in Salt Lake City, Utah, which I did, I got into several altercations, you ain't ever gonna run into that motherfucker again. I guarantee that. Maybe 4, 5, 6 years down the road, maybe, but you ain't gonna run into that guy again. So if you end up busting a slug on the Salt Lake City, Utah streets, you ain't gonna see that guy again. So you straight. You know what I'm saying? You go your way, he goes his way, and you're both are rolling. You guys are golden. But yeah, I had a lot of fun out there. I rolled with some big boys out there. I'm not gonna say their names, but I always rolled with been older guys actually. I had a crew. Would I call them friends? I'd call them acquaintances, to be honest with you, not friends, because what we did was not right. We did a lot of crazy stuff, and they were all old school guys. Like, I was in, 20, 21, 22, 23 is when I stopped rolling around with these guys. These guys were old school, man. We're talking, they knew all the old tricks, and they taught me some real gangster old school stuff that's always been with me for a lifetime. See, all the stuff that we did out west together, nobody was gonna rat on anybody. If anybody got into a jam, nobody's telling on nobody. You're gonna take that sentence. You did that crime. You're gonna take it and you're gonna run with it. We never got caught. Everybody ended up moving out of Utah, for real. My one really closest friend out of the crew I used to roll with, everybody left. One went out to Texas and everybody left. All different states, just because things were getting so hot in Utah. Yeah. So I'm happy I left, to be honest with you. If I didn't leave, I'd probably be in prison right now. So I'm lucky. We all left. When Jerry passed away, I had nothing was keeping me there anymore. Nothing. I needed a place to stay, so I came out to New York to be with my real parents, my biological parents, my real folks. They gave me up for adoption over 25 years ago. And things went south out here. But I'm stuck out here now because they all have a 5-year restraining order against me. They all have a 5-year restraining order against me. My real family, my biological family, in Auburn, New York, and in Syracuse, New York, too. I can't live with them. They have restraining orders against me. If I violate a restraining order, I will go up top. It's sad. They want nothing to do with me. That's why I'm in a hotel. People don't understand and realize that I have a 5-year restraining order against these guys. I can't have anything to do with my real mom for 5 years, my stepdad for 5 years, my stepdad's brother, which he's not my real uncle, for 5 years, my sister in Syracuse for 5 years, my real biological uncles, my real uncles, Jeffrey Cook, and Jeffrey Cook does not have a restraining order against me. He does not. And Jeremy Cook, those two guys, Jeffrey Cook and Jeremy Cook, are my 2 real uncles. They don't have a restraining order against me. Those are the 2 guys that do not have an actual restraining order against me. The rest of my family, I cannot be around them. I have to stay at least, I think it's 500 feet, and it's a 5-year restraining order. The judge has ordered counseling for sex therapy and anger management. Other than that, it's a slap on the wrist. If I violate this time, I will be up top. My lawyer has even washed his hands saying, yo, dude, you got 5 years, And I'm a good dude. I'm being for real. I'm a very, very good man. I just like having fun. Oh, yeah. My old landlords, they have restraining orders against me, too. I have nothing against them, though. I have nothing against any of these people. I've moved on with my life. See, people move on with their lives, They let bygones be bygones, and they move on. There was a lot of altercations that happened in the past several months, past 6 months. It's been wild, They just don't like me because I do OnlyFans for a living. And I do social media for a living. It's very sad, but it's life, I've moved on with my life, and it is what it is, My lawyer said enough's enough, Tony. It's alright, man. My lawyer told me, dude, you're better off solo, Tony. Just because of the simple fact that you're a wild man. You like to have fun. And I feel terrible, to be honest with you, because of my past. My emotions always get the best of me, and it breaks my heart. Because I'm a good dude. I'm for real. I'm a very good man. but just my emotions, they get the best of me, and they always land me in jail. And it's usually always over a chick. And it's like, yo, just like, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I ride solo. You know, like, I don't, like, really, like, fuck with anybody anymore. You know? Like, I'll, like, talk to chicks and talk to girls, but it's like, I'm not trying to, like, you know, I don't know. Like, now I'm definitely not gonna be fucking any chicks because I'm gonna go see Alexis here shortly. You know? I'm gonna be in a Hustler audition here. You know what I'm saying? Like, Hustler. This is a dream come true. I ain't sleeping with any chicks. Fuck no. If there was a hot MILF that had shown up at my door right now tonight, and she said, hey, drop your drawers, Mr. Johns, I'd say no. I'd say, yo, hop in the bed, we gonna watch a fucking movie. For real. I ain't gonna fuck you. I'm gonna go fuck one of the most biggest, hottest porn stars, Alexis Fox, in Las Vegas here very, very shortly. I ain't gonna touch you and risk catching anything. I'm not saying you have anything, I'm not gonna risk it. Nah, that'd be a waste of my time. That'd be, if I caught anything like herpes, or a crazy STD, that would ruin my whole career. I'm not gonna risk that. If a hot MILF showed up to my door, hot cougar, because I love cougars, for real. I'm crazy about moms. Soccer moms. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking wild as fuck about hot-ass fucking cougars and MILFs, because they got experience. They know how to suck a dick. They know how to ride a cock. For real. Let's go, bitch. Come on. Suck me. Let's go. For real. I fucking love MILFs. You know what I'm saying? I'll fucking slap a MILF's ass. I'll fucking eat a MILF out. I don't give a fuck. Being for real. Grab your ass. Spank your ass. Call you a dirty fucking whore. I don't give a fuck. I love fucking MILF pussy. I love that rich pussy, too. That's just how I grew up. I love pussy. I'm a cockhound. I love it. Hell yeah. Cockhound. Cockhound. I love pussy. For real. But I have to wait. Because Alexis. I'm going to be in a Hustler premiere. For real. With Alexis Fox. That is a dream fucking come true. Like I was, you know, a couple nights ago at the hotel. I was busting a load, you know, to one of Alexis' video. Alexis Fox video. She was riding some man in a hotel. Which was so fucking hot. To a point to where I was having the biggest orgasm to Alexis Fox. She was riding this man in the fucking hotel room. I could not fucking believe what the fuck I was seeing. Like, I was just shaking. Toes were curled as a motherfucker. For real. Like, it was so sexy. Alexis Fox is hot as a motherfucker. And I actually have an opportunity to be in the bedroom with Alexis Fox. I'm not going to mess it up this time. I'm going to relax on my emotions. If anybody wants to get violent or angry towards me, I'm going to walk away. It's what my lawyer told me to do. What my counselor told me to do. Walk away, Tony. You have a trip of a lifetime. You're going to be a big star, is what he said. Straight up. My lawyer said, enough's enough, Tony. Walk the fuck away. You know? You don't have to be a bigger man and show off to these chicks, show off to these girls. Nah, fuck all that. He said, walk away, Tony. And I respect that man. Because he actually is the most amazing man. And he's got me out of so many jams to a point to where his hands really are tied this time. And it breaks my heart. Because he knows how good of a dude I am. He knows it. And he knows, you know, what I go through. I go through a lot of stress, a lot of hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people hate on me just because of what I do for a living. Like, I post, like, videos of me masturbating and just me, like, balling out, having a good time. A lot of people don't like that, you know? Because a lot of people in this world are, like, sleeping right now. They got to wake up at 8, 9 in the morning. I'm out here living my dream job. People, they don't want to see that. It's sad, you know? People, they don't want to see you winning. A lot of people, believe it or not, don't want to see you succeed. And it's very sad. It's reality, though. So, I go to bed whenever the fuck I want to go to bed. I can wake up whenever the fuck I want to wake up. That's my career. A lot of these guys, I used to do construction. Yes, I used to put in 60, 70 hours a week. Yes, a week. Yes, out in Utah, Wadsworth. Yes, I used to work my ass off for everything that I've owned. Yes, 100%. I used to put in 60, 70 hours a week on the freeway, sweeping, shoveling, rebarring, yes. Equipment operating, yes. I used to do heavy construction, labor, yes. I didn't want to do that no more, you know what I'm saying? Like, my dream is to be an adult film star. Like, I lost my virginity in 6th grade. Like, I've always masturbated. I've always loved pleasuring women. This is going to be my career. I'm not going to let anybody stop me. Anyways, ladies man here, I'm going to, you know, kick back and probably watch a movie. But yeah, heck, you know, if any chicks want to say hi or whatever, you know, my number's everywhere online. You know, text me, call me. And if you, you know, support a legend here, Tony Michael Jones, a.k.a. the ladies man, you go ahead, Venmo me, sweetie, and cash at me. You know, whatever. If it's a buck, it's a buck, you know. A buck's a buck. So, you know, $2, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, it all adds up at the end of the day. Any kind of donation helps. A quarter, 50 cents, don't matter. You know, it all ends up at the end of the day. You know, for swigs and hotel expenses. Cosmetics, you know, so. Just want to say, woo! Ladies, man, signing out, baby. Come on, girl. Take it easy, ladies. Woo! We out here. Come on, girl. Hit me on that Cash App, baby. And that, Venmo. Ladies, man, Jones, 69. Come on, girl. Have a good night, ladies.